Refly. I was gonna do it yesterday, but child, I just honestly did not feel like it. I don't know. Let me use this. I'm gonna drink this right now anyway. So it's two things I want to talk about. And I know some of y'all gonna say, why would she want to talk about these topics together? Because, child, that's what I want to talk about. So first, I've been following Angelica Ross, and she recently did a video that showed me that baby girl might be getting ready to transition into politics, and I definitely see it for her. I think she would make an amazing politician. But I do have a negative opinion of politicians for the most part, but I respect the hustle. I've thought about getting into politics. It's just, I don't know, just like being the avatar, like trying not to be the avatar for corruption. And I think it's hard. Like, it's like literally being a politician is literally getting your hands dirty. Like, my newfound perception of the world is shit gonna do what shit do and that stink. And the moment you step outside your door, you're wading in feces. Like, you can make a cocoon, to shield yourself from some of the feces, but the feces is everywhere. And when you become a politician, you typically become an avatar for the feces. You understand what I'm saying? So literally moving into politics, if we break down the word politic, this is like you are tick in multiple ways. Like, you are sucking off of the people, you're sucking off of government, you're sucking off of resources, like you're just feeding off of all of these different entities. You're a politic. Like, even the breakdown of the word is just interesting. But anyway, um, I'm curious about politics, and have always thought about being a politician, but the pullback from me has always been the reality of being in the machine's pocket. Like, you can put on this show that you really gonna stand for something and you really gonna do things differently, but that pressure gonna come at you hard and fast. But I think that you know I don't know her personally, but I've met her before. But I think that my sister, I think she's built for it, and I think that she may not be able to, um, you know, turn the system on its head. But I definitely think she'll be able to make some changes for her tribe and for her, for those that she's trying to shift reality for. Amen, a woman. Um, but yeah, she spoke up on Donald Trump. And the things that she said about Donald Trump are things that I've said for some years now, in different words, of course. But Donald Trump is a reflection of the American people. I mean, the people who have power to elect the president, because a lot of us, Hillary got the popular vote, the popular vote. And that's the poor and working class, you know what I'm saying? But the electoral college vote are the wealthy elite, who he also failed during his administration. And that's the only reason why he's being prosecuted. He's not being prosecuted for any offensive thing that he may have done to the populace. He's being prosecuted for offenses against those in power, against the elite. If we look at what the charges are, these are offenses like the man has enough money to sweep any indiscretion that he's done under the rug to the poor and working class. But when you start messing with the system, when you start cheating the system, when you start thinking that you're so big that you don't have to render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, then that's when it's a problem. And so he stepped on some toes, of the elites who elected him with that electoral college vote. And I constantly say this: if this is a democracy, why do we still have an electoral college vote? And so, yeah, the elites elected him. He was elected by the elites. He was chosen over Hillary. The poor and working class, the populace, the regular folk chose Hillary. The regular folk was ready for some form of matriarchy. They were ready for to put a woman in power, but the elites, the descendants of the ones who agree with those who gathered in that room all those years ago, those the ones who are sworn to uplift and protect the Constitution that was forged by all of those wealthy cis allegedly straight white men in the room on that day. The ones who hold the electoral college vote are charged with upholding the Constitution. And in honoring the Constitution, that means that we have to put a man in office, or at the very least, a woman who we know is going to follow the script to the letter. Because maybe they may look at a woman this time because they put a man in office and the man got so cocky and so full of himself that, he played in the faces of those that elected him. Now, it's not what he did to the people that got him in trouble. It's not what he did to the people that got him impeached and got him, charged with what he got charged with. It's what he did to the ones who held those electoral college votes. It's what he did to those elites that he's being persecuted for right now. And this is an opportune and interesting time because he could become the voice of the people if people were not so easily programmed to just hate him because society says to hate him. What is Donald Trump doing that has not already been done? What did Donald Trump do differently? I know one thing. I find it interesting that COVID-19 happened during his administration and he did not have a healthy relationship with China. He did not want um he did not want us to be doing trade with them. Like he was trying to make America to be self-sustaining when it came to like doing imports, like not all of that, having everything imported from out of the country. I know that was one of the things that he wanted. And during his administration, we were doing better financially. Like we were starting to do better financially. We were starting to see more financial wealth. And then COVID happened, and COVID shut a lot of things down. COVID harmed a lot of businesses. And so, from what I understand, because I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I follow every story to the letter. I watch every news report because I don't. But just from what I was able to gather, a lot of people that I knew were experiencing more work opportunities earlier on during Trump's administration. And unfortunately, when COVID happened, and a lot of people say that COVID came out of China, I don't know. I don't know. But I've read some documents, did some research, and all the research was pointing at these labs in China. And I find it interesting that a virus will come out of China during his administration, and he was really low key trying to cut ties with China on that, us bringing stuff in and out of the country. And so it didn't sound like he was ready to get on board with the New World Order. Cause I think in the New World Order, China gonna be running stuff low key. I think Russia um, is trying to get it together, over there. Russia's trying to because Russia fell away, but I think China is ready. I think China just need a few more allies, honey, and that'll be the order of things. From how I see, who has the power of import, who has the power of goods, like some of the most intelligent. I'm not gonna say that they're smarter over there, but they are more disciplined academically. They are much more disciplined academically. We were making jokes the other night, talking about how more Asians or more Asiatic people turn out to be doctors than anything. They family in the house. They're like, you gonna be a doctor. You gonna be a doctor. And then they probably make fun of them and laugh and crack a joke and say, if you don't, if you don't, if you don't, if you don't go to school to be doctor, I send you to your cousin. You be over there doing that NIGGA feats. You be over there doing their feet and nails. You go over there, you scrub the crumbs off their feet. You go over there, you be in America, you scrub the crumbs off that NIGGA feet. Do you want to be scrubbing the feet? Do you want to be doing the pedicure? Do you want to be shaving the dust off a 12 feet leg? And then they be like, oh, mommy, oh, I go to school, I make straight A's, I make good grades, I make the good grades, I be the doctor, I become the doctor. I don't want to scrub the feet. I don't want to be like cousin. I don't want to be like cousin. Don't want to be like cousin Mei Ling. Cousin Mei Ling over there in America scrubbing them NIGGA feet, baby. But yeah, so I think that they have the potential to be a great power, and I think that Donald Trump's administration was challenging that power. A lot of people just didn't like him because he was bold and he said what he said. You know what I'm saying? But as far as presidents go, yeah, it's not a good Asian accent. It probably sounded more African. But but yeah, as far as presidents go, I really honestly don't think that he was very different than. I don't think that he's been very different, other than the fact that he doesn't mind playing people against each other. He's a fisherman. Like he'll fish, to get people riled up to see where his supporters at. Like, I think that's how he's different. And I think that he was cockier than he was cockier than Obama. Obama had to tread light and kind of give you this perfect patty tease because he was black, because he was, African American. So, not to conflate the two, because there is a difference. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, probably not. But for all intents and purposes, in this video, we're gonna, you know, point out that his black side was Kenyan. And so that means that his ancestors didn't have the experiences of black people during the times of Jim Crow and segregation and pre Civil War experiences. So that particular trauma wasn't in his DNA. And so yeah. Yeah, definitely. So Obama moved differently. Obama was he was on his P's and Q's. Um, I don't feel like Joe Biden is still alert. I feel like this presidency for him, he's been really relying on his cabinet, his support system, but I don't feel like he's really sharp and about his wits. I think they just pretty much gave this to him because they knew he was gonna follow the script. He was gonna do the best he could to follow the script. And so what we've had was before Donald Trump, we had someone who played it safe but championed the queer community, celebrated having melanin and championed the queer community, but still kind of played it safe. Still kind of like tried to dance around some important issues. And then you got you had 8 years of that. You had 8 years of, you know, well spoken, articulate, planned, uh, planned out, methodical, um, attractive. You had 8 years of just like this, like Obama gave hostess, like Obama gave you America's host. Come on, let's start the show and welcome. And Donald Trump came in and gave you ringmaster. So we went from hostess energy to ringmaster, and from ringmaster to it's given old folks home. It's given a little bit checked out, not all the way here. Um, yeah, it's giving like this is giving you this election is giving you the bingo hall. Yeah, it's giving you more of that tease. It's giving you the bingo hall. So we went from hostess to ringmaster to ringleader to bingo, to bingo hall, to geriatric bingo. That's what it's giving. And so, yeah, I think I done said everything that I want to say about. So I think that people, I think that propaganda has just been like really created to make you hate Trump because Trump was a threat. Trump came in and spit in the face of the people that got him elected, and but he represented them. Like they put him in office because they thought that he was going to really help them screw the American people. They thought that he was going to get into office and he was going to fall in line. But he he got in that position and he started acting like a wild card. And so the machine had to create a defense to keep him from gaining too much power. And so they put out all of this propaganda to make people hate him and to trigger him because he was a threat. He was a threat. Not that much of a threat because he's still a capitalist, he's still greedy, he still represents America, but he had the potential to become a king. If he was left in that office long enough, he could have turned America into a monarch because it's already not a democracy. It's already a republic, because the electoral college vote, which is kind of like parliament or the nobility overseas in countries like that, elect him. So, but when you become a king, honey, you sit on that throne till you die. And so I think that they had to work hard to make sure they had to come out with a lot of stuff on him. The machine had to work overtime to make sure that they created a defense plan to make sure that this man did not become a monarch. And so I think that's why people have been programmed to be so triggered by Trump, because Trump is one of the presidents who sat in that office who was not easy to puppet. He got in there and did what he wanted to do. He got in there and said, I'm white. I've been wealthy all my life. I have resources. I'm known. I have a platform. Y'all cannot control me like you've controlled these other military brats, like you've controlled these other politicians who have been vetted to do what y'all say do, who have been groomed to do what y'all say do. So, Trump is a free thinker, and free thinkers create problems. So I think that's why the poor and working class have been trained to be threatened by his administration. Now I want to move on to the other topic that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. And I realized I've only been sexually active one time since I've been here in New Orleans. And I've been here since September the 27th. And today is the 11th. So, yeah, I've been here about 2 weeks, maybe a little over 2 weeks. About 2 weeks, maybe a day or two over 2 weeks. And I've only been sexually active one time. And the person that I decided to be sexually active with was a person who I've known for over 20 years. And the ironic thing about it was the day that I found out I was positive, I actually was with him and we were together for 3 days. And I told him I was never going to have sex again. But we ended up having sex 3 days later. He paid for my room and bought me some chicken and some Popeyes. And girl, stop telling that lie. You know, we hit you from our back for some Popeyes. You got a 2-piece white, a small cold drink, some red beans, a biscuit, and small fries. So yeah, he hit me from the back for some Popeyes. And so I was like 20 years later, you know, when I told you I had the little nice room, girl, and I had went to Pound Town, girl. So I gave him the opportunity. And first we had vaginal sex, and it was cute because I had got a little orgasm. But when he got into my cookies, so we had not lubed up the cookie part. And so he rammed it in my cookies. Like he tried to ram it in my cookies. And the gag was that, so I don't know. I guess he thought because I had been staying by one of my ex's house prior and he knew that. So he thought maybe me and my ex was screwing because he has a very sexual personality. So he wouldn't believe that a man could be around me, you know, with all this, you know, back I got, you know, and me and him not be having. So I guess he thought the cookies was gonna be loose and he could just slide up in. But that wasn't the case because nothing had happened over there. It was strictly platonic. Like, and me and him have been around each other like that. Like when he's in a relationship, I respect his relationship, and when I'm in a relationship, he respect my relationship. We really don't be, you know what I'm saying, like hooking up. Like when when we be in relationships. Like we really honestly can be around each other and share space with each other and not even kiss. It'd be just a simply platonic relationship. So I guess, in the back of his mind, because, he be on some nigga stuff, he believed that something sexually had happened. I don't know, in his mind. So he felt like he was just going to be able to slide in and dog it out. And so it kind of irritated me, and I wanted to tell him to stop because I was like, um, I look back and I was like, have you lost your mind? Because, first of all, we're only having anal sex as a courtesy because I received my orgasm. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like having sex with guys who I met pre op. Because a lot of times, guys who I was with pre op feel entitled to anal sex. And so, I try to give you the anal as a courtesy, but then you want to get back there and you want to be back there longer than you was in the vagina. Like you pausing, holding your, orgasm back, slowing down so you won't come. Like you resting and stuff. Like you taking little quick breaks, like to let your calm go back down. Like, and sir, like you been back there for like 20 minutes. Like, sir, you was in the cooch for about 10, 15 minutes, girl. Now you been back here in these cookies for about 20 minutes. And it looked like you about to try to go another 20 minutes. And when, and I'm 46 years old now, and so when you get back there and go to playing around back there, honey, and the girl have roids and things, girl. The girl's guts are hanging out of her booty hole, girl. This thinking the girl is needing preparation age. You know what I'm saying? So it was like when I felt like it was about to give that tease, like I felt like you was about to be back there and you was about to have me all roided up and have my have my motherfucking have my motherfucking stuff hanging out my hole and no, we got to. This is not working. See, when you young, and you cutting up and carrying on and giving all that, and the booty got all this elasticity, and But see, sometimes dudes just don't want to be making sure that it's lubed properly. Dudes be wanting that natural feeling, so they be trying to run in you without that much lube, and then you going in and out, and you irritating my walls, and then the next thing you know, I'm burning and swollen and throbbing the next day. I'm not interested in that. This is why I prefer vaginal. And this is why I prefer to be with men who can arrive from having vaginal sex with me. I do not like when I meet men who need to take a deep dive. Cause we know booty hole, you can put a fist up some people, so booty hole can take a lot. Booty hole can take a pounding. And I'm just not that girl anymore. Well, I just want to be letting people jump up and down in my booty hole for hours and hours. No, money long. I can't do this for hours. I won't. I won't do it for hours. I won't. Nuh-uh. You're not even much about to jump up and down in my coochie for hours. We not. I like the song, love the song, sing it all the time. But being honest, I'm not about to do it for hours. Cause you're not finna have me raw in between my legs. I can't close my legs the next day. Um, uh, 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 roids hanging out my cookies. I don't like roids hanging out my cookies, and I don't like feeling raw between my legs. So what you got is maybe about 20 minutes tops in the noonie. And if I'm on something, if I'm a little cocktailed or I'm feeling special, you might get 30. You might get old 30 minutes, And then back there in the cookies, you'd be lucky you get 20. You'd be lucky, 20, you'd be lucky. You know what I'm saying? So all together, you get close to an hour, depending on how I'm feeling. Now, if I'm, sober as the day is long, I ain't been drinking nothing but water and eating fruits and salads, honey, 20, 25 minutes, you get you about, about 15 in the snatch and maybe about 10 in the backyard. You get about 10 minutes out there in the backyard. Now, if you can't wrap it up in, and that's if I'm feeling like being gracious. Because I don't always feel like being gracious. So I try to do this homie a favor because, we go way back. You know what I'm saying? I call myself looking out for you, breaking bread, busting them cheeks up. You feel me? And you was trying to leave a girl roided. No. Tried to roid me out. Not slut me out. You wanted to roid me out. I'm okay. I'm good on that. So yeah, them is the things that I wanted to talk about. I'm done with I'm done with I think I'm about to be done with anal. Like I'm really just getting over it. Like I think I'm just about to go through a season where I just don't have sex. Like I feel like I wasted that moment. I feel like I'm just kind of like ready to just like not have sex. I feel like I'm just kind of like ready to like I know some people will say, well, girl, ain't you still grieving your husband? And don't get me wrong, I love my husband. I cry over him all the time. Him and the ex that died the month before him. But everybody don't deal with grief the same way. I get to the point to where I want to distract myself sometimes where, I'm feeling lonely or I'm feeling sad and I just want to escape. That's me. I'm not that cookie cutter girl, that's gonna sit around and just be miserable and just not. No, sometimes I feel lonely. Sometimes I want to escape. And sometimes it's not worth it. Sometimes I learn my lesson after it's done, like this time. I call myself, trying to be with somebody to take my mind off of what was going on. And it wasn't worth it. We didn't even need to do that. We ain't even need to do it. Like I could have saved that nut. I could have saved that energy. Because according to him, he didn't get one. But maybe if you wouldn't have been taking all of them pauses and taking all them breaks and stuff, maybe you would have got it. Maybe if you would have just gone ahead and stopped trying to, trying to stretch the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, this not biological vagina. This is 46-year-old booty hole. And this booty hole done took a lot of poundings. It's some miles on this booty hole. Now this girl ain't gaping wide open. I don't bend over and it be like, hello, hello, hello. You can't throw no motherfucking keys down the hallway. It's not gaping. But this girl has got some miles on her. This girl has taken some penis. I've had some penis. So I'm never gonna try to pretend like this girl booty hole ain't seen some wood. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood. Oh, I've chucked some wood. I'm not gonna never deny that. Or girl, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood. And I've chucked some wood. I've chucked enough wood for you and me. So, but at this time in my life, it's like, anal sex just makes me feel violated. Like, I used to give it to my husband, but I used to want to give it to him because he was so attentive. Like, when I told him I needed, some oral, or when I needed him to pay attention to my pussy, he would do that. Now, don't get me wrong. He used to go for them cakes. And you can't really blame him because the ass is fat. But he was very attentive to my vagina. He always pleased me first. He always made sure I got an orgasm first. You know, he always like he ain't never just run up in me. He always went down on me and gave me some lick my little snatch first and then put that dang in me, and then once I came, honey, that's when then that's when we'll be like, that's when I would happily turn over, and he wouldn't be back there forever. He'll get back there and go to Pound Town. He wouldn't be back there stopping and wanting to do 50 million positions and want me to stand at the edge of the bed and turn to the side and bend this way and bend that way and come to the edge. Boo. You've entered an area of grace. This is an area of grace, boo. It's just grace skull, bitch. You're He-Man. I'm the sorceress. And this is Grayskull, honey. Grayskull, honey. So, don't be get back there and try to lose your mind back there. Like, it's really turning me off from anal. Like, I'm really, like, getting turned off from anal. Like, I'm just, like, at the point to where I just get my toy and just, you know, just, just get it by myself. Mm-mm. That's the point where I am in life. I'm like, I just get it by myself because I'm not ready to be in a serious relationship yet. You know, I told myself I was gonna give myself at least a year to grieve, to be by myself. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna slip on a piece of wood every now and then, but I'm not looking for a relationship or not expecting a relationship right now. I'm just cooling. I haven't even been taking testosterone. Like, I haven't been taking testosterone or hormones. I haven't taken testosterone or hormones in like 6 months. My sex drive would be way higher, and I probably would be more sexually active right now if I was indulging. Child, I got testosterone bottles and estrogen bottles piling up because I just been taking out. I'm trying to slow it down. The only reason why I was with him is because I was really looking for intimacy, and he was a familiar face, and I've known him for a long time, you know. And so that was the reason why I allowed that to happen. But it wasn't worth it. It wasn't. Yeah. And I don't think I'm going to do it again. I love him. I'm going to always care for him. He's always going to be special to me. But I think I'm at this point in my life where I don't want to be with any men that I've dated pre-op. I don't want to mess with them no more. And my next partner, I need them to understand that that backyard is going to be very special occasions. That's going to be VIP. That's going to be on your birthday or Christmas, or it's gonna be a situation like that. We're not gonna be doing that all the time. So if you one of them, dudes where, you got this big old monster penis, and you done lost all your sensitivity, and you got to do all of this freaky stuff, and you got to be knee deep in things, because that's why I liked the little Latino that I had met while I was in Oklahoma, because baby, that penis was sensitive, honey. Baby, we wore condoms. We wore condoms every time we had honey. And he used to be in that cooch, honey, and he used to bust in that cooch. He loved that cooch, honey. Yes, ma'am. He loved that snatch. And I appreciated that. You had on a condom and you was loving that cooch like that? So, even though the cooch is like the Great Wall of China, you know what I'm saying? Catching a catching an catching an infection inside the coochie is not, like, especially when you have the penile inversion. Now, there's other variations of the vagina where you have to be leery about it because they start mixing them softer tissues and certain things can seep through those tissues. So, some of the newer model vaginas that come out are a little bit more, the doctor will warn you, you might need to be careful. But this model I got right here, honey, this is that hot pocket, baby. This that hot pocket, baby. So yeah, no, it's not giving, just all type of infections in the cooch. So we could have had, done it without the condom and things would have still went well. But we were using condoms, it made him feel comfortable and it made me feel comfortable that he was comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And child, even though um it's not like a situation where their bodily fluids, run down in your body and mix with your blood. I do think that if you keep having sex with a person over time and they keep ejaculating in you, then eventually some of their DNA will seep through the walls in that pocket. And so you start to create a stronger soul tie or a stronger connection. And so for me, using condoms is more about, I don't know if I'm ready to be this linked to you. Because, if you keep busting nuts in this pocket, some of that semen gonna eventually slide through that wall and we gonna start mixing spirits and ancestors. And I don't really know if I'm ready to do that. So, you know what? Using a condom is okay for me too. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I used to be a girl that liked to feel some hot cum in her. I ain't gonna lie, but everybody come ain't right. Have you around here dealing with something? It ain't no disease, but you be dealing with something spiritually. You feel me? So, yeah, I don't be. I wasn't tripping over the condom. Like I was like, okay, I'm good with it. I'm cool with it, and I like that. Like, I would like a connection. Like, I don't want the condom to be used as a weapon to try to make me feel dirty because of my status. But, just like with the understanding that we're not ready to mix DNA in any form. Like, you want to put this glove on because you want to keep your DNA to yourself. Because, when I ejaculate, my my orgasm does run down on the shaft of the penis, although my orgasm hits air first. So my orgasm does run down on the shaft of the penis. So if you're not ready to mix juices, then maybe you should wear that barrier. Maybe you should wear that barrier. But I want to try it with lambskin because I heard lambskin feel good. Like, I want to try a lambskin. I ain't never did it with a lambskin. I don't think I ever did it with a lambskin. I want to try a lambskin. But yeah, so yeah, that's so, even though I loved my husband who passed away, he did used to like booty a lot. And even though I didn't mind giving it to him because I was so in love with him, I really would like my next partner not to like booty so much and to have like an extremely sensitive weapon. And when we go to Pound Town, we ain't got to do all that extra stuff, And if it did happen, it'll be, oh, we went out on our birthday and we got full and, we was high and we was drunk or, we went out on a holiday or we went to like a special concert or something and we came home and it was like, if it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. Then it's up, then it's stuck. Like it. And just a whole bunch of events happen. And I like it when it happens so organically that you don't even have to douche your booty. Like, Like that's how you know it's meant to happen. Like you had anal, you didn't have to do all that prep work and go clean out, and your body was regular, and so you was clean and you was able to have anal, and there was no, there was no representation. There was you didn't send a representative, to remind him that it was booty hole. You didn't have to send a representative. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to have to go and freshen up in the bathroom for about 20 minutes for you to plow around in me about 20 minutes, and then we done sent a representative. We done messed around and sent a representative to remind us that this was booty hole. And you know what that reminder looked like. I don't need to tell you. Anyway, let me go ahead and get off this live because I've been on here for 45 minutes. But I'm glad I had a chance to talk. I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I think this is gonna be my last live until after the show on Sunday. On Sunday at Cafe Istanbul. This is gonna be my last live until after the show. Yeah, I'm gonna pull back, but I wanted to get these thoughts out. I wanted to talk about it yesterday, but I've been fasting. I think you can start to see it in my cheekbones. Yeah, you could start to see it in my cheekbones a little bit. Like, when I start to lose weight, my face look less fat and them bones start becoming more defined. Them bones need to be a little bit more defined though. She's still giving fat face. Anyway, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to get back to my Grace Jones look. Yeah, I've been fasting, honey. I'm starting to see the definition in my face. It's not looking as fat as it was last year. Y'all remember last year I was like this, but it was last year it was giving up. But yeah, I've been over here on fasting. I'm about to make me some watermelon and a salad and get ready for this rehearsal. I love y'all. Down but now that I say cool, it keeps spinning and turning. Iangani, Iyanko, Kalukalo, which means I am a child of God Goddess. And if I am, you know you are. Remember to light your candles in the spirit world, to acknowledge all of your ancestors who are here, those who are coming, and those who have come. You know what I'm saying? To make this world a more welcoming place. A man, a woman. Yeah, be sure to honor them. Be sure to light your candles. I'm gonna light one before I go to bed. I'm probably gonna light me another joint too. But I love y'all. Take care. Take it easy. Be blessed. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your week and have a great weekend. Later.